Good morning, all. Hope you all are safe and healthy. Today, we are going to start with aldehyde, ketones, and carboxylic acids. One of the most important organic compounds that we use in our daily life is carbonyl group containing organic compounds. Organic compounds containing carbon-oxygen double bond is called carbonyl group. Carbonyl compounds like aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acids are widespread in plants and animal kingdom. They play an important role in biochemical processes of life. They add fragrance and flavor to nature. For example, vanillin from vanilla beans, salicyl aldehyde from meadowsweet, and cinnamaldehyde from cinnamon have very pleasant fragrances. They are used in many food products and pharmaceuticals to add flavors. Some of these families are manufactured for use as solvents, that is acetone, and for preparing materials like adhesives, paints, resins, perfumes, plastics, fabrics, etc. The general formula of these classes of compounds are given below, such as RCHO for aldehyde, RCOR- for ketone, RCOOH for carboxylic acid, RCOX for acid halide, RCONH2 for amide, RCOOR- for ester, R2CO twice O for acid anhydride, where R and R- can be any alkyl or aryl group, whereas X is equals to any halogen. Let's see how to name these carbonyl compounds. The common names of most aldehydes are derived from the common names of corresponding carboxylic acids by replacing the ending -ic of acids with aldehyde. The IUPAC names of open chain aliphatic aldehydes and ketones are derived from the names of the corresponding alkanes by replacing the ending E with Al of aldehyde and ONE of ketones respectively. Few common and IUPAC names of some aldehydes and ketones are shown as below. Let's discover how carbon and oxygen atoms are bonded with each other to form a carbonyl group and conclude its structure. The carbonyl carbon atom is sp2 hybridized and forms 3 sigma bonds and forms 1 pi bond with oxygen by overlap with p orbital of an oxygen. Thus, the carbonyl carbon and the 3 atoms attached to it lie in the same plane and the pi electron cloud is above and below this plane. The bond angles are approximately 120 degree as expected of a trigonal coplanar structure. Now in preparation of aldehydes and ketones, the first reaction comes, that is, we can prepare aldehyde or ketone by the oxidation of alcohols. Now when primary alcohol is oxidized by using strong oxidizing agent, we will be obtaining aldehyde as well as carboxylic acid. So to limit our product, we need to oxidize primary alcohol in presence of weak oxidizing agent such as PCC, that is pyridinium chlorochromate, or chromic acid, so that we can obtain only aldehyde as an last product. Next, when we oxidize secondary alcohol, we will be able to obtain ketone, and tertiary alcohol won't be giving any oxidized product as it do not have any free C bond H. Hence, it is producing alkene instead of aldehyde or ketone. Second method is by catalytic dehydrogenation of alcohols. This method is suitable for volatile alcohols and is of industrial application. In this method, alcohol vapors are passed over heavy metal catalyst such as silver or copper. Primary and secondary alcohol gives aldehydes and ketones respectively. Third comes from hydrocarbons. Now, to obtain aldehydes and ketones from hydrocarbons, we have various chemical processes involved in it. Amongst this, first is by reductive ozonolysis of alkenes. The reaction of alkenes with ozone to form an ozonoid, followed by hydrolysis of the ozonoid to produce aldehydes or ketone. It is widely used to determine the position of carbon-carbon double bond present in the reactant. Ozonolysis is milder and both ketone and aldehydes can be recovered without further oxidation. Hence, alkenes undergoes ozonolysis, it gives ozonoid. Then on further hydrolysis, it will produce ketone and aldehyde. Next, by hydration of alkynes. Addition of water to ethyne in the presence of H2SO4 and mercuric sulfate gives acetaldehyde. All other alkynes give ketones in this reaction. Aldehydes can also be obtained by oxidation of methylbenzene. Strong oxidizing agents oxidizes toluene and its derivative to benzoic acids. To stop the oxidation at the aldehyde stage, we should use weak oxidizing agents like chromyl chloride. Chromyl chloride oxidizes methyl group to a chromium complex, which on hydrolysis gives corresponding benzaldehyde. This reaction is called Itard reaction. Second, by using chromic oxide, toluene or substituted toluene is converted to benzylidene diacetate on treating with chromic oxide in acetic anhydride. The benzylidene diacetate can be hydrolyzed to corresponding benzaldehyde with aqueous acid. Next, we can obtain benzaldehyde by side chain chlorination followed by hydrolysis. This is one of the important commercial method of manufacture of benzaldehyde. Side chain chlorination of toluene means the methyl group present in toluene will undergo chlorination in presence of UV light, which help us to produce benzyl chloride, which on further hydrolysis will give benzaldehyde. Next, we can also obtain benzaldehyde by Gattermann-Koch reaction. When benzene or its derivative is treated with carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride or cuprous chloride, it gives benzaldehyde or substituted benzaldehyde. We can obtain ketone by Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. When benzene or substituted benzene is treated with acid chloride or acyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, it affords the corresponding ketone. Fourth method to obtain aldehydes or ketones is from acyl or acid chlorides. Acyl chloride is hydrogenated over catalyst palladium on barium sulfate. This is very important as this reaction is called Rosenmond reduction reaction, where benzoyl chloride undergoes reduction reaction to produce benzaldehyde. Next, we can obtain ketone by using Grignard reagent with the acyl chloride. Acyl chloride reacts with dialkyl cadmium prepared by the reaction of cadmium chloride as given below with Grignard reagent. It gives ketones. Fifth method to obtain aldehydes and ketones is from nitriles. Stephan reaction is an important name reaction. Here, nitriles are reduced to corresponding imine, which means carbon containing nitrogen atom have double bond between them, with stannous chloride in the presence of hydrochloric acid, which on hydrolysis gives corresponding aldehyde. Next, nitriles are selectively reduced by diisobutyl aluminum hydride, commonly known as di-BAL-H, to imines followed by hydrolysis to aldehydes. Here you can see in the given chemical reactions any alkyl cyanides undergoing reduction reactions in presence of di-BAL-H, then hydrolysis, it produces aldehydes. Third, treating a nitrile with Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis yields a ketone. Finally, we can also prepare aldehydes from ester by using the same reducing agent diisobutyl aluminum hydride. Here esters are also reduced to aldehydes with diisobutyl aluminum hydride.
Welcome friends. Hope you all are doing well and ready to update yourself. In my previous video, you have already got the basic idea about what are carbonyl compounds, its nomenclature, its preparation and how important they are in our daily life. We always query that why we should learn chemistry, why we should remember all those chemical reactions and chemical formulas, why we should take so much of burden and in remembering all these things. But the answer is yes, we should remember, we should know these all things because our daily life begins with the chemicals and ends up with the chemicals. So it becomes very necessary for us to know which chemicals we are using and till what extent we should use them actually. Let me welcome you all again and let us find together how interesting the behavior of these compounds are and how they are useful to produce new compounds, which also makes our life easy and better. To move on with this topic, we are going to see the following things that are taking place, such as the physical properties we have to check, which will include physical state, boiling point, solubility. In chemical properties, we are going to see the nucleophilic addition reaction, reduction reaction, oxidation reactions, reactions due to alpha hydrogens and other reactions involving Cannizzaro reactions and electrophilic substitution reactions. Now let us move for the physical properties. Now before we move for the physical properties, we need to understand what is actually a physical property. So can anybody answer what is physical property? A physical property is any property that is measurable, whose value describes a state of a physical system. Physical properties can be observed or measured without changing the composition of matter. I will again repeat, physical properties can be observed or measured without changing the composition of matter. So this properties includes appearance, texture, color, order, melting point, boiling point, density, solubility, polarity and many others. Now let us focus on the following points of the aldehydes and ketones. Physical state. When we are talking about the physical state of an aldehydes and ketones, we see that lower aldehydes and ketones are colorless and they are volatile liquids except formaldehyde, which is a gas. And this is the first aldehyde with one carbon atom. Next, when we are talking about ketone, we know that ketone first compound will start with at least 3 carbon atoms, and its first example of ketone is acetone, which is used as a nail paint remover. You can see the formaldehyde present over here. This is the ball and stick model of formaldehyde. Now when we are talking about the fragrance, we say that aldehydes and ketones are useful for making the perfumes and used as a flavoring agent. So let's see about which aldehydes are used for. Aldehydes up to C10, that means the lower aldehydes, they have unpleasant odor. But ketones have pleasant smell. As we have seen earlier, I am talking about the acetone that we use as a nail paint remover, and it is a very good solvent for the industrial purposes. Now higher aldehydes and ketones are solids with fruity odor. For example, cinnamaldehyde, which is present in our cinnamon, which we also used as a flavoring agent to make the food more spicy and tasty. Here few tips, that is keto diet. Now keto diet includes all these vegetables and fruits. How important this is. So health benefits of a keto diet. First, it will protect your brain function, increase energy levels, encourage weight loss. Yes, those who want to reduce their weight, they can always follow this keto diet. Again, they give protection against the cancer. It decreases inflammation. It reduces the risk of heart disease, reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Now few more examples of aldehydes as well you can find. It is present in your food. Here you can see the bond line structures of the aldehydes and how it is useful or in which food the aldehydes are present. Next, moving on. The physical properties of boiling point. Can anybody please let me know what is boiling point? Yes, of course. The point at which the liquid starts boiling, that means the temperature at which the liquid starts boiling is known as boiling point. Now here you will check the boiling points of aldehydes and ketones. The boiling point of aldehydes and ketones are higher than the hydrocarbons and ethers of comparable molecular masses due to the weak dipole-dipole interaction. For example, we can see that ethanol is having higher boiling point than dimethyl ether, and even we can say the ethanol have higher boiling point than the corresponding propane. Their boiling points are lower than those of the alcohols of similar molecular masses because alcohols have hydroxyl functional group which can easily form the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Hence, we have the alcohols higher boiling point than the corresponding aldehydes or ketone. We know aldehydes and ketones, they are the functional group isomers, which means they have the same molecular formula but different functional group. Next, coming for isomeric aldehydes and ketones. Now, ketones have slightly higher boiling points due to the presence of two electron releasing alkyl groups, which makes the carbonyl group more polar. For example, acetone. The boiling point of acetone is greater than the boiling point of 2-methyl-propanol, which is an isomeric aldehyde. You can check few boiling points with respect to their molecular masses. Again, we have an example over here to arrange these molecules, these different aldehydes, alcohols, ethers and hydrocarbons with increase in their boiling point. Let us now talk about its solubility, how aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water. Lower member of aldehydes and ketones, that is up to C4, they are miscible, means soluble with water due to the hydrogen bonding between the polar carbonyl group and the water molecules. However, the solubility decreases with increase in molecular weight. All aldehydes and ketones are fairly soluble in organic solvents like benzene, ether, methanol, chloroform, etc. Aromatic aldehydes, that means they are having higher molecular masses, and ketones are much less soluble than corresponding aliphatic aldehydes, means without benzene ring, and ketones due to their larger benzene ring. Now here we can easily see the intermolecular hydrogen bond between the carbonyl molecule. You can see here C double bond O, which is the carbonyl molecule. Right, carbon attached with two alkyl groups, that means this is a ketone. And to form this as an aldehyde, one of the R will be replaced by hydrogen. Now HOH, this is your water molecule. This dash line is your hydrogen bonding between the oxygen atom of carbonyl group and the hydrogen atom of the water molecule. Similarly, this is the another carbonyl functional group, right, as we need to form the intermolecular hydrogen bond. So this is the way how you can form the intermolecular hydrogen bond. Here you can see carbonyl is polar in nature, having the partial positive charge on the carbon atom and partial negative charge on the oxygen atom. Even water is also a polar molecule. You can see the partial positive charge on hydrogen atom, whereas O, that is oxygen atom, have partial negative charge as it is highly electronegative. Hence, we can conclude that aldehydes and ketones, that means lower aldehydes and ketones with less molecular masses, are soluble in water. Rest all with the higher molecular masses are insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents.